large sum of money to my friend Jerry Falwell Jr. Michael, you know absolutely nothing about Jerry Jr. and the financial arrangements which he has with the school. And I can tell you, I could care less how much money that he's received from Liberty, and for one good reason. This man could never receive an amount of money that is equal to the value which he has brought to Liberty University. There was a time when his father, Dr. Jerry Falwell, was experiencing tremendous difficulties in keeping that school alive. In fact, there was a time when it was on the verge of going into bankruptcy. And after graduating from Liberty, Jerry Jr. attended law school at the University of Virginia. And he not only became an attorney, but he gained hands-on experience in real estate. His father saw the tremendous talents that God had given to his son. So he invited his son to come to Liberty University and assist him in running the school. Jerry has shared with me the tremendous story of how he determined a way that would put this university on a strong financial foundation. He decided to implement online learning. And all of a sudden, millions of dollars began to flow into that school. In fact, today, Liberty University has the largest online learning of any college in Virginia and one of the largest in the world. Thousands of young people have been able to earn their degree through this medium. And Michael Graves wants to throw out his venom and throw out his trash about money being paid by Liberty to Jerry Jr. I'm sure that Michael would be much happier if he could get on the radio and tell us that because of Jerry Jr. that Liberty became bankrupt. But you see, Mr. Graves, regardless of your ignorance on this subject, Liberty will never become bankrupt. Not only would it be rescued by Jerry Jr., but his father took out a large life insurance policy before he passed away because he stated that he did not want to see his sons go through the living hell that he himself had faced in getting this school established. And today, Michael Graves, because of the value which Jerry Jr. brought to Liberty University, the school has over $1 billion, that's spelled with a capital B, over $1 billion in the bank, and they continue to thrive. And this doesn't include the physical assets of the school. $1 billion in cash, only because of the grace of God that has taken place, because Jerry and his father have fulfilled God's purpose for their life. You see, Michael, you need to have your facts before you come on Talkline. And I'm going to tell you that when you quote something from the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, that does nothing to add anything to your credibility because they're two of the worst propaganda machines in this country. And for the personal life and any personal sins of Jerry Jr., that is none of your business, sir. Do you know Jerry Jr.? Have you ever met him? No, you know nothing except the garbage that comes across CNN, MSNBC, and these other propaganda machines. Did your grandmother ever teach you that God has told us that if we repent and ask for forgiveness of our sins, he will not only forgive us, but he'll even forgive the sins we've committed? The problem is that you, Michael, and so many others don't want to forget because of the vengeance that you carry with you 24 hours a day that extends all the way from Donald Trump to Jerry Jr. and all others in between. I'm not your judge, buddy. I'm not your judge. And I would never pronounce judgment on you, because God warns us not to judge lest we be judged. But I'm going to tell you, anyone who does not remove him or herself from hate and vengeance, they will have no defense when they arrive on the other side of eternity, and then it'll be too late. Now, in sharing this message this morning, I'm being very, very careful. I dare not operate as a hypocrite. President Trump, whom I continue to support for all that he's done for this country, also needs to take a lesson from what I've shared with Michael Graves. On Saturday, the president called Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor and a ranting lunatic because of the dispute he has with her. The president recently admitted that Franklin Graham has given him some advice concerning this kind of behavior and the need to exercise self-control. In an interview with Greene, this is what she said. I'm going to quote her this morning. I would like to say humbly that I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It is very bad for our country, and it's been something that I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions, and I am committed, and I have been working on this a lot lately to put down the knives of politics, put down the knives of politics. I think America needs to come together and end all of the toxic, dangerous rhetoric and divide. And I am leading the way with my own example. And I hope that President Trump can also do the same. I would say to the representative from Georgia, well stated, madam. Well stated. God bless you, Mr. Harry. Have a wonderful Monday. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. 222-9224. A top Border Patrol commander touted dozens of arrests here in North Carolina, in Charlotte. Residents reported a surge of encounters with federal immigration agents near churches and apartment complexes. The Trump administration has made the Democratic-led city about 950,000 people its latest target for an immigration enforcement crackdown. It says will combat crime despite fierce objections from the local leaders and the fact that crime rates in the city are steadily declining. Some businesses in Charlotte chose to stay closed at this weekend. In many areas that would have a bustling Saturday afternoon and had closed down. There were some confrontations. There were folks that were very upset about the fact that the folks were going in there trying to get people who are here against the law. I just find that fascinating. Look, I don't want any people who are here legally to be hassled. I really don't. And I think that I have heard and seen some video of people that were just minding their own business, not doing anything, and people started hassling them. I'm not in favor of that. And that's got to stop. And I want those people to feel the wrath. You know, if you're an ICE agent and you go after somebody who didn't do anything, and it's obvious right away, some of these videos that you see, that they didn't do anything. They were just walking down the street being brown. Now, I tell you, I don't like that. But the thing is, what happens with these ICE things, they're trying to go after the ones who had detainers, let's say in many areas where they got detainers on these people. When they're going after these criminals, if there happened to be someone who isn't a criminal, hasn't committed a crime other than sneaking across the border, they somehow, there's a group of people that somehow think that is okay. That if you pick up someone who hasn't committed a crime other than sneaking across the border, you need to give them a get-out-of-jail-free card. Well, the people that are doing this are not going to do that. That's who they're going after, criminals. And these other people show up, and I don't have a problem with that. If you snuck across the border, then see, what's happening is there are a lot of places that are saying that shouldn't be a crime.
If America wants to know where the problem is with y'all Caucasian people, because y'all think, because y'all came over and broke the border, it's okay. And now that you have increased your population all over the world by killing people of color, that you can just come and do any damn thing you want to. But the Most High said, that is not going to happen. He don't give a damn who's in charge of the country. That is not going to happen. You will not destroy God's people. You will be destroyed first. Y'all people, go back to England, go back to Europe, wherever you came from, and start over. And get rid of your goddamn joint European slave union ship you call Jesus. Got people over here worshiping, and they so damn dumb, they don't know the truth about nothing. Because of y'all damn lies.
Talking about doing away with the penny. And then now they're worried about they don't have enough pennies to make it through the holiday to make change. And I don't care. Look, I don't care if it's...
They've already done away with the pennies. The penny, they have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the date of the last penny punch has already passed. We're not going to use pennies anymore. and the holidays doesn't matter any. They just all of a sudden they start rounding it up to the nearest cent. Don't worry about it. You don't need to have pennies. You can deal without that.
Hey, everybody's probably got enough pennies laying around. If they got them together, they probably got a gallon bucket full.
I tell you what, if I started spending pennies for everything that I need pennies for, I've got so many pennies. I've got literally thousands and thousands of collected over the years pennies that I've got, and every little, Suzanne's father collected a certain date of penny. Now, I haven't ever figured out what he thought. He thought that particular roll of uncirculated pennies was going to be worth something. I haven't figured out yet what it was that he thought they were going to be worth, because I can't find anything. I went over to see John over at Mebane Antique Auction. I told him about him. He said, well, I don't know anything about it. I think it's 1964. I can't remember what the date really is. I hesitate saying that. But he's got, literally thousands of these pennies that nobody wants. The thing is, they cost over 3 cents to make them. So by stopping it, they will save, $100 million a year just by not making pennies. I think that makes sense to me.
I think they ought to keep making them, because it don't cost them more to make a 3-cent penny than it did throw millions of dollars away overseas for comic books and cartoons and stuff. So.
Here's something we can do something about right now. On Talk One. All right, good morning. You're on Talk One.
Morning, Harry.
Hey there.
How's you and all your cats are doing this morning?
Doing great.
Morning, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
I got them all spayed and neutered. Dr. East over at Sparkle Cat took care of all that stuff for. She's an angel. They took care of them, and we ended up with a couple of cats that we adopted from over there as well too. One of them I still have. One of them I don't have anymore. When you get your feral cat spayed or neutered, they're not real happy about that. You have to capture them. We captured all 27 of them in a trap. Took them over there, and they spayed or neutered them, whichever one they needed to do. And then we brought them back and turned them loose. And some of them ran away and never came back. So.
Well, they just didn't appreciate your surgery on it.
Did not appreciate, not in the least.
We had a couple of bad feral cats around here, and I borrowed my brother-in-law's cage, and I heard a beating and a banging one morning. I went out there to feed my cat. I always leave my whole bowl of food when they were all outside cats, so they'd have plenty to eat. I went out there. I swear, I think I had a bobcat in the cage. He looked like he was 20 pounds, and he looked like he was mad at the world.
Well, see, one of the things about feral cats, and I told Dr. East I was going to write a book, and she said, "Oh, you need to write a book. You've been doing this a long time." One of the things about feral cats is it's kill or be killed, eat or be eaten. So the tomcats that hang around the feral cat colonies, they're the biggest, meanest, and baddest of them all. So sometimes you catch one of those in one of your traps, and that trap's going to bounce around the backyard for a little while, because they are big. You're exactly right. But, you said 20 pounds. I want to say 30 pounds. They're gigantic, some of those, because they've been the meanest of them all for a long time, chasing off all the other toms, getting them out of the way.
Well, I was going to pick up the cage, and I said, Lord, I ain't never had a cat this heavy. Now I picked it up about knee high, and he hit the back of that cage, and the whole back of the cage broke off.
Oh, my goodness.
Karen, I hope you have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you. Too. I know some of you are eating your breakfast and you're going, ugh. Eating squirrels, rabbits, ugh. Anyway, people, Sean Boone, our district attorney, a great guy. He has cats, and he's got a one-eyed cat too, like I've got. Has your local insurance agent recently closed or moved their office?
Morning, hey, how are you?
I am well. Hope you are.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing real pleasant to talk about, but I'll talk about something. This weekend, Elon University had a doubleheader, basically basketball doubleheader, and the girls and the boys played, which I think is a good thing because I think they should be doing that all along. If the girls and the boys play first, the boys play second. You get a lot bigger crowds for the girls' games. But anyway, they play Howard University, and my little niece and my little granddaughter went to the game. And, he's a big college girls basketball player and fan, loves it. And something happened there that I thought we'd gotten over, and it shocked me. When they played the national anthem, Harry, all the players for Howard University knelt. Every one of them. And I thought we'd got past that. And evidently we have. And, you know, I really think that, you know, if it had anything to do with Elon, I went to school there. I don't think it would have happened when I went to school. I know it wouldn't have happened. But I believe I'd have stopped that national anthem and said, we're going to start again with everybody standing. And if it didn't stand, I'd say we got all day. Because I think that, you know, if you can't stand for the national anthem, I don't care how you feel about white people, black people, green people, then you, to me, I mean, you're basically so white love this country. And, you know, I thought mine ought to go over there and grab him up. You know, and say, here's your $1,000 and we'll take you wherever you want to go. Because you want to be here. But those kids are sitting over there. Most of them are on scholarship. All of them, probably. Some of them are getting NIL money. And you know, and they're sitting there. What country could they go to and play basketball in college and get a free education and paid on top of that? On top of the free education, free room and board, free books, free food, the whole works. What other country could they go to and get that? Yeah, they could. But dog, if she didn't go up there and get money, some kind of grant or some kind of financial aid, and didn't pay for hers, and her parents, her daddy was a professor at Stanford, and her mother was a cancer researcher. So I think they probably could have afforded to send her to school. But she got a free education. And also got another type of aid, some kind of financial aid when she went to law school in California. So, I mean, what do you have to do to make somebody stand up and say, I really appreciate America, the country?
Well, in this wonderful country that we live in, the United States of America, you have the right to do what they did. You have every right to do that. And you know, I'm with you. You know, I don't like disrespect, and what I think that's not respectful. But that's their right to do that.
He doesn't see that everybody doesn't see America the same way. Some people have been abused and mistreated in America because of who they are. And some people just have had a rosy bed of ease in America. And they just can't see what the other people see. Y'all got to realize some people in America have been through pure damn hell at no fault of their own.
When someone chooses to attack a chosen one, they don't start a fight. They start the countdown to their own destruction. That's the part your enemies never see coming. They think going after you is just a harmless game, something they can do in secret, something without consequences. But every time someone targets a chosen one, the universe marks it down like a warning light on a failing engine. And once that light switches on, their downfall begins, whether they realize it or not. It's funny in a dark way. Hurting a chosen one is like punching a mirror. Sure, it hits the glass, but the shattered pieces cut the one who threw the punch. The universe has a habit of snapping the trap shut on the people who set it, turning their own plans into the rope that tightens around their future.
Was a criminal. I'm glad they put the thing on Charlotte up there, but they was 100 miles short. You know, they need to be right here in Alamance County doing the sting, and then go to Charlotte. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, but you know, we got people that think, they really believe if you're illegal in the country, that's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when does it become a big deal? When your taxes go up? When you can't get help at social services? When you can't get in the hospital out there in the country? A Prospect Hill? You call to make an appointment 3 weeks out before you can get there. And when you when does it stop? When does it go make everybody happy? You know, nobody's gonna be happy until they start following the rules. You know, I mean, they don't want to follow the rules. So they're gonna keep coming in here, mooching off of the social services. The bill for social services in Alamance County is astronomical. It's a big number. It's a big number here. You know, when you add in all the stuff, the bus lines, all the little quirks that go with the social services, the kids getting checked, the parents getting checked, they getting EBT cards, you know, with $2,000 and $3,000 worth of EBT stuff on them, you know. So we got a lot of illegal stuff going on in Alamance County, but we don't have a lot of people pursuing, saying, no, it's wrong. You know, we got a lot of churches that support the illegals in Alamance County. Now, if you're illegal, it's one thing. You know, but if you go back on your own, they'll pay for you to go back. And then you have a chance of coming back in the United States legally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you
That's
do
what they
that?
say.
Why don't your ass do that
That's a
then?
good deal. You know, if you know, I have said on many occasions, if I were living in a terrible place and I would want to come to America.
Well, that's
And
what
if-
y'all
and if they would let
did.
me stay-
Y'all went and got the joint European slave union ship and took it to Africa from Europe and brought everybody, the blacks over here to America. What the hell y'all think y'all done? Y'all came to this country illegal. Y'all are illegals.
help you get where you want to go, and then we will allow you to come back if you come back legally and follow the rules. I think that's a great deal.
Who are you? You yourself is illegal. You can't say nothing. You get your ass back over there to Europe where you came from.
Have the ability to come back legally.
I agree with that too. You know, and
You see, I don't have any problems. I've said this. I hate that you have to say this over and over again. I don't have any problems with immigration to the United States. If you'll follow the rules and come here illegally, come on. It's the people that come here illegally that
Let's go back, way back when. Y'all got the joint European slave union ship and went to Africa and got the blacks and tricked them on the ship called Jesus. You remember that? And then you changed the Bible in 325 AD with Constantine. Do you remember that? No, you don't remember none of that damn shit because you tried to cover it up. But your secrets have come out. God is not mocked whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
You turn their darkness into fuel. Trying to take you down is like trying to drown fire. All it does is make the steam burn hotter. They wanted to weaken you, but every attempt made you stronger. They wanted you unstable, but every blow revealed their instability. They wanted you broken, but your resilience broke them, and that's the tragic comedy of it all. Their obsession with your downfall becomes the very reason they crumble. You are the antidote. They are the virus, and the universe already chose the winner. They wanted you broken, but your resilience broke them, and that's the tragic comedy of it all. Their obsession with your downfall becomes the very reason they crumble. You are the antidote. They are the virus. 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 They drank the poison meant for you. You were just living. They were the ones overdosing on your existence. Obsession isn't flattery. It's a slow suicide. And when someone becomes obsessed with a chosen one, they don't realize they've triggered their own collapse. At first, it looks like curiosity, watching your every move, checking your silence, studying your glow. But it spirals fast. Jealousy turns into obsession, and that obsession turns into a full-time job, one that pays them in pain, paranoia, and loss. You didn't ask to be their fixation, but once you became their target, they stopped living for themselves. Their only mission: watch you, beat you, break you. And that's exactly how they broke themselves. Imagine this: a snake biting steel, convinced its venom will melt it. All it gets is a shattered jaw. That's them. Their hatred was the weapon, their obsession was the fuse, and now they're sitting in the fallout of a war they created and lost. You're the one rising while they sink into the fire they lit. Their mind loops your name like a broken record, and every time they fail to shake your presence, it chips away at what little peace they had left. And that's exactly how they broke themselves. Imagine this, and now they're sitting in the fallout of a war they created and lost.
So I want to give some respect to these beautiful women sitting in the front here, part of the DC Handmaids Army. They helped kick this movement off on November 5th, and they are a living embodiment of the Christian fascist terror that is a big part of the Trump fascist regime. The enslaving of women to forced motherhood and no right to abortion or birth control. The demonization and erasure of LGBTQ people and their rights. And the whole bringing of a Christian fascist theocracy. So I want to give them some extra love right here in the front. And what we're going to do today, we're going to hear from a few of the leaders in this movement. We're going to have a few speakers, and then we are going to begin the process of surrounding the White House 1.0. We brought crime scene tape because there is a crime going on. There is a fascist in the White House, and we are going to use this crime scene tape to mark off the crime and the criminals and to send a message. And we are going to be summoning more and more people to join us. The idea is this: every day we are surrounded by Trump's lies. Every day immigrants are surrounded by ICE, tackled and disappeared. Every day we are surrounded by politicians who cave and capitulate to Trump and his crimes. And it is time for us, through the power of the people, to surround them. That's what we are beginning. So what I
large sum of money to my friend Jerry Falwell Jr. Michael, you know absolutely nothing about Jerry Jr.
You can't really trust mainstream media anymore. That's why we built Pump Politics, to bring you real stories, real context, and no corporate spin. Join us, be part of the community that actually cares about the truth. Immediate arrest, that's what the judge warned. The ruling specifically states that further noncompliance will result in Trump being taken into custody, not fined, not sanctioned, arrested, like a common criminal. The former president of the United States facing the very real possibility of being handcuffed and led away by federal marshals if he doesn't comply with court orders. Can you even imagine? It's unprecedented. And it's exactly where we are right now, because Trump has spent years, literally years, defying court orders, ignoring subpoenas, treating the judicial system like it's some kind of suggestion rather than the law of the land. And now a federal judge has had enough. We're done being patient. We're done giving you chances. Now you face the full weight of the law. And the financial implications alone are staggering. We're talking about asset seizures being authorized, Trump's properties, his businesses, his accounts, all potentially on the chopping block. Courts have denied his final appeals. There's no more legal maneuvering, no more delays, no more running out the clock. The enforcement is happening now. Bond orders are in effect. Penalties are being collected. And Trump has no clear way to stop any of it. His legal team has basically run out of options. Every appeal has been rejected. Every motion has been denied. Every argument has been shot down. The courts have spoken. Every argument has been shot down. The courts have spoken. And what they've said is, you lose on every front.
Look, I'll vote the right way when whatever's put in front of me. There's a lot of still negotiation going on. I honestly don't think impeachment's the smart move, because I think it victimizes Donald Trump again. And I think there's a moment that we're in right now.
And within hours of this ruling coming down, the political fallout began. Stood by Trump for years, suddenly went quiet or started distancing themselves. Major donors signaled they could no longer support him. Key White House officials began looking for exits. Cabinet members started having private conversations about what comes next. And the message from all of them was the same. Trump's position is untenable. He can't govern like this. He can't function as president while facing asset seizures and contempt charges and the threat of arrest. Something has to give. And what has to give, according to basically everyone in Washington, is Trump himself.
There is a God. There is a God that looks after those who do righteousness. And those who do evil will be punished by the Most High God.
Where is she? Come on back, peaceful. Whoa, easy now.
I'm gonna be free or die.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
You have made it 100 miles to freedom. Would you like to pick a new name to mark your freedom?
Paradigm.